What if you could transform your water bill, supercharge your garden's growth, and genuinely make a difference in combating water scarcity, all with one simple project? We're diving deep into creating a DIY drip irrigation system that's so efficient, it feels like cheating. Get ready to cultivate a garden that defies the odds, proving that smart design can overcome environmental challenges and ensure your harvest thrives, no matter what. Water scarcity has evolved from a distant concern into an immediate crisis affecting gardens and food systems worldwide. Recent data shows that nearly half the global population experiences severe water scarcity for at least 1 month annually, and this number continues climbing as climate patterns shift unpredictably. For home gardeners and small-scale farmers, these changes translate directly into shriveled plants, reduced harvests, and the heartbreaking reality of watching months of careful work wither during unexpected dry spells. The connection between water availability and food security couldn't be clearer, and as grocery prices surge partly due to agricultural water challenges, the pressure on home food production intensifies. Traditional watering methods simply cannot keep pace with increasingly erratic weather patterns. Overhead sprinklers lose up to 60% of water to evaporation before it ever reaches plant roots, while hand watering, though therapeutic, proves inconsistent and time-intensive. Many gardeners face water restrictions during peak growing season, forced to choose between maintaining their gardens and complying with conservation mandates. This isn't sustainable, and it doesn't have to be your reality. A DIY drip irrigation system represents more than just a gardening upgrade. It's a declaration of independence from water waste, a practical response to environmental challenges, and proof that intelligent design can multiply your garden's productivity while drastically reducing resource consumption. Drip irrigation operates on a beautifully simple principle that mimics nature's most efficient water delivery mechanism. Instead of spraying water into the air where sun and wind steal it away, drip systems deliver water directly to the soil surface or just beneath it, precisely where plant roots can immediately absorb every drop. This targeted approach eliminates the waste inherent in broadcast watering, while providing plants with consistent moisture that promotes deeper root development and more vigorous growth. The efficiency gains are genuinely remarkable. Where conventional sprinkler systems might use 100 gallons to adequately water a medium-sized garden bed, a properly configured drip system accomplishes the same task with 30 to 40 gallons. That's not a marginal improvement, it's a transformation that compounds over the growing season into thousands of gallons saved. Beyond raw water conservation, drip irrigation maintains optimal soil moisture levels without the feast or famine cycles of irregular hand watering. Plants receiving consistent moisture develop stronger root systems, show increased disease resistance since foliage stays dry, and produce significantly higher yields. Tomatoes, peppers, or squash, and virtually every garden crop respond to drip irrigation with noticeably improved vigor and production. Real-world examples demonstrate these systems' potential even in challenging environments. Gardeners throughout the American Southwest, Mediterranean regions, and other arid climates have proven that drip irrigation enables productive food growing in areas where traditional methods would fail entirely. Small farms in drought-prone regions of Africa and the Middle East have increased crop yields by 2 to 3 times after implementing low-tech drip systems, transforming food security for entire communities. These aren't high-tech operations with sophisticated equipment. They're simple, robust systems built from readily available materials, proving that smart water management transcends climate and resource limitations. Building your drip system requires surprisingly few components, all readily available and affordable enough that initial investment typically recovers within a single growing season through water savings alone. The backbone of any drip system is the main supply line, typically half-inch polyethylene tubing that runs along your garden beds. This black tubing resists UV degradation and remains flexible enough for easy layout while maintaining structural integrity season after season. You'll need enough to trace the perimeter, or run down the center of each bed, depending on your preferred configuration. Emitters are the heart of your system, the components that actually deliver water to plants. These small devices insert directly into your supply tubing and release water at controlled rates, typically measured in gallons per hour. Standard emitters release 1/2 to 2 gallons, hourly, allowing you to customize water delivery based on plant needs. Thirsty crops like tomatoes and squash benefit from higher flow emitters or multiple emitters per plant, while herbs and lettuces thrive with more modest water delivery. Adjustable emitters offer flexibility, but cost slightly more, while fixed-rate emitters provide simplicity and reliability at lower prices. Connecting everything requires basic fittings including T-connectors for branching lines, elbow fittings for corners, end caps to seal tubing ends, and coupling connectors for joining tubing sections. A pressure regulator is essential if you're connecting to standard household water pressure, as drip systems function optimally at 10 to 15 pounds per square inch, far below the 40 to 60 psi typical of municipal water supplies. Running higher pressure through drip tubing causes emitters to spray rather than drip and dramatically shortens system lifespan. A simple inline filter prevents sediment from clogging emitters, particularly important if you're drawing from rain barrels or other non-municipal sources. Budget-conscious gardeners can source quality components from multiple channels. Online retailers offer complete drip kits providing all necessary components for gardens up to several hundred square feet, typically ranging from $30 to $75. These kits simplify purchasing and ensure component compatibility, ideal for first-time builders. Local hardware stores and irrigation supply houses stock individual components, allowing you to buy exactly what you need and customize your system precisely. For the truly frugal, repurposed soaker hoses can substitute for purpose-built drip lines in simple applications, though they offer less precise control. The key is starting with a clear plan showing your garden layout, measuring accurately, and purchasing about 10% extra tubing and fittings to accommodate adjustments during installation. Alright, so assembly begins with laying out your main supply line along the garden beds while the tubing is still coiled and manageable, letting the tubing warm up in the sun for about 30 minutes. Well, that makes it a whole lot easier to work with and really helps reduce kinking. You'll want to position the supply line to avoid any sharp bends and make sure it reaches all your planting areas efficiently. And hey, if you've got beds longer than 50 feet, it's usually better to run the supply tubing right down the center, rather than along the edges. That way, you get less pressure drop and more even water distribution across all your emitters. Installing emitters is actually pretty straightforward. All you need is a simple punch tool, which is basically just a sharpened tube that makes clean holes in your supply line. You'll want to mark the emitter locations based on your plant spacing, usually about 12 to 18 inches apart for row crops, or placed right at each plant for things like tomatoes and peppers that are spaced farther apart. Push the punch tool straight into the tubing, give it a gentle twist, then pull it out. The hole you've made will accept emitters with a good, firm push, and that creates a watertight seal without needing any extra hardware. And if you happen to punch a hole in the wrong spot, no worries. Just use a small goof plug to seal it up, and it'll be invisible and totally leak-free. Connecting your system to a water source gives you a few different options depending on what you've got set up. The simplest way is using a hose thread adapter, which connects your supply tubing directly to any standard garden hose or faucet. You'll want to install your pressure regulator and filter inline, right after the connection point. For more permanent setups, you might consider running a buried supply line from your water source out to your garden areas. This protects the tubing from damage and gives everything a cleaner look. And don't forget to secure the tubing to the soil surface with landscape staples every few feet. This keeps the wind from moving it around, but still lets you pull up the system easily when it's time to work the beds. The first water flow test, well, it really reveals whether your system functions correctly and highlights any needed adjustments. Go ahead and turn the water on slowly and watch each emitter begin flowing within a few seconds. All emitters should produce similar flow rates, with water dripping or gently flowing rather than spraying everywhere. Variations in flow often indicate pressure issues or partially clogged emitters, so keep an eye out for that. Check that end caps seal completely without leaks, and that all connection points remain dry. Run the system for about 30 minutes while observing how water saturates the soil. You want penetration to at least 6 inches deep, reaching the primary root zone without creating puddles or runoff. Adjust watering duration and emitter placement based on these observations, and remember, sandy soils need more frequent, shorter watering, while clay soils benefit from less frequent but deeper watering. The long-term benefits of drip irrigation, honestly, they extend far beyond just immediate water savings. Consistent soil moisture produces healthier plants with stronger immune systems, reducing disease pressure and those pest problems that always seem to plague stressed plants. Your harvest quantities will increase noticeably, often by 20 to 40% compared to hand watering, and harvest quality improves as plants develop without moisture stress. Water bills drop dramatically during the growing season, with most gardeners reporting 50 to 70% reductions in outdoor water use. These savings add up year after year, all while your initial system investment stays pretty minimal. Perhaps most valuable is the peace of mind drip irrigation provides. You can leave for a weekend or even a week without worrying about returning to devastated gardens. Automated timers, costing as little as $25, transform your system into a completely hands-off operation, requiring only occasional monitoring. This reliability proves crucial during heat waves when daily watering becomes essential, but often impractical for busy gardeners. Your plants receive exactly the moisture they need, exactly when they need it, regardless of your schedule. The system you build today forms the foundation for even more advanced water management strategies. Future videos will explore integrating rainwater harvesting, allowing you to capture free water and deliver it through your drip system for completely off-grid irrigation. Solar-powered pumps enable drip irrigation in locations far from electrical sources, expanding your growing areas dramatically. Smart controllers with soil moisture sensors can automate watering based on actual plant needs, rather than fixed schedules, optimizing water use even further. Your garden represents more than personal food production. It's a working model for sustainable water use, proof that thoughtful design overcomes resource constraints. Every drop you conserve, every thriving plant in your drip-irrigated beds, demonstrates solutions to challenges facing food systems globally. This matters, and your success inspires others to act. If this guide has shown you a path toward more resilient, productive gardening, please subscribe to EcoCrop Chronicles and hit that notification bell. Share this video with fellow gardeners struggling with water challenges, or anyone interested in practical solutions to environmental problems. Drop a comment showing your drip system setup or asking questions about specific applications. We're building a community of resourceful growers, proving that sustainability and abundance aren't opposites but partners in creating food security for ourselves and our neighborhoods. Let's grow something amazing together, one perfectly placed drop at a time.